5, 4, 3. In a Pickle with Gene Moore, sponsored by GeneMooreComedy.com. Welcome back to the show, friends. I hope you are having a great week. It is Friday morning, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Let me tell you something right now. Gene Moore's in a pickle. Let me tell you why I'm in a pickle. Because 2 days ago, something happened to me, and I cannot let it go. I was sitting here on the couch, and we got some desserts, little something sweet. You know, after you get done eating, you want a little sweet tooth. You want a little something happening there. So I sitting here relaxing on the couch, and then I thought I need to go and get up and go get these donuts that are in the closet that I just know that we got earlier in case we had a sweet tooth, right? So I'm sitting there, and Chris, my boyfriend, sees me talking to myself like I just got to get up, talking myself through it, right? Because every day I'm in the middle of a nervous breakdown or existential crisis. Usually I just need to drink water. But anyways, I'm there. He had a 70% chance that I wasn't going to get up from that couch to get up into that closet. But I did. I got up. I went into the closet. Now, when we put these donuts away, they were in a nice white bag, and they were folded real nice, real crisp, real clean. Everything was nice. I get to the closet, and I look at that bag. That bag looked like a wino, like a hobo had just wrapped a bottle of tequila or something around Boone's Farm or something. And I look, and I'm already in distress. Like, what's going on with this bag? That's not how I left it. And do you know this? I have to pause for a moment because I'm still in shock. I open up that bag, and the donuts are gone. Oh, but wait a minute. There's one bite left. One bite. He left me one bite of a donut. What kind of monster eats your dessert? Chris, what do you got to say for yourself?
You know I can't help myself.
I know.
When it comes to donuts, I can't help myself.
I know, but I'm like, I am rethinking this whole relationship. Like, what kind of person leaves? Like, I would have destroyed the evidence. That's what I would have.
I mean, you got to think how I think in these types of situations. I would have hid the donuts so you couldn't have found them.
God, I was so mad. And I don't trust him anymore. This is how I sleep now, with one eye open. I don't trust this bitch anymore. So Gene Moore's at a pickle. I'm a little bit tired. Look at me. Chris, I still can't believe what kind of person takes someone else's dessert. What? And there's only like 2 people that live in this. It's not like you could have blamed it on anyone. You know what? Here's what I thought. Because I just knew my boyfriend wouldn't do that to me. I just knew. We live in a gated community, but our neighbors are rallying together because we have somebody that keeps jumping in the backyards. I thought that guy got into this house.
I love how you flex your wealth. We live in a gated community.
Yeah, and everyone, including the pizza delivery boy, knows the code, so it's not too safe. But even he wouldn't steal my donut. God, Chris, I still can't believe it. But anyways, bygones are bygones. I guess you were doing me a favor, right? Because
yeah, exactly. I was doing you a favor because you do not need another donut.
Chris.
That's the last thing you need.
I'll have you know this. This is some good news. This is some breaking news. Gene Moore has lost 3 pounds since last week. I've been really hitting it hard. I have. I know you. Listen, I don't get soda. I don't eat French fries with my meal. I just go. Do you know how hard it is to order a burger without fries? It's hard.
I'm glad that you finally found a form of exercise that you can do.
Yeah, I am. I've been exercising. I went and got our bike fixed, and I've been riding that bike every day. Although between my legs, it's a little raw. Like it's from the sitting on the seat, it hurts. And I need to remind you, we need to fix the seat. When I say we, I mean you. Because every time I go over a bump, it goes oop like that. The seat goes up. So.
Oh, that's not good.
I know. Break my hymen. Anyways, here we are. I want to get married wearing white. So
they'll accuse you of not being virtuous.
Yeah, and I'm very virtuous. But anyways, welcome to the show, everyone. Sorry to give you my problems. I just cannot believe that a human being would do that to another human being. I still can't. Like, I just cannot. You know what? I was so mad when I woke up on Sunday. I was going to tell you off, but then I forgot. I totally forgot. That's what I do. I forget. So, God, I got to.
I'm sorry I ate your donut.
No, you're not sorry.
No,
You're
not really. Not really.
sorry. You are not. And here's the thing. I'm not in therapy, but if I was in therapy, my therapist would be like, breathe. Just breathe. It's going to be okay. You're lucky. It wasn't my favorite donut is the butter pecan stuffed. Oh my God, that's the good one. They put all kinds of like butter pecan cream in there. If you stole that one, that would have been all hands on deck. That would have been security.
That sounds gross, so no, I wouldn't have stolen that one.
Good. I'm glad that you think it's gross. Welcome back to In a Pickle with Jane Moore, who's angry right now because my boyfriend stole my donut. But anyways, Pickle of the week, Ron DeSantis. Oh my God, this guy is going crazy. Let me say, Ron DeSantis he's like those Christian Republicans that are a little bit tutti frutti. You know what I mean? They're a little bit gay. Like they go to the bathroom and they meet men in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, did you see his ad? It's all homoerotic and it had men with their shirts off. I'm like, God.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was like trying to make fun of Trump for supporting the gays, and anybody that goes way out of their way to make fun of gay people or to make their lives hard is gay. We all know that, right? We know Ron DeSantis is gay. It's no shock when he comes out.
Why has the Republican Party turned into the douchebag party?
They really have.
They're just all acting like just douchebags. Just be cool, man.
We're gonna have to pod that out, Chris. That's a little bit harsh, don't you think? We got to be nice to our Republican friends. They are a little weird though, but they're just trying to be like, who could be the biggest asshole? You know what I mean? And that's what
I'm saying.
But Ron DeSantis, is he surprised that his polls numbers are going down? He's running out of money. You know why? And I don't mean to make fun of the people of Florida, but we all know there's something going on with Florida. Like, they're special down there, right? Like, here's how I question the intelligence of people who live in Florida. They have a gator problem. Alligators are running amok. Like, in my mind, every time I see on the news, there's an alligator, he's running around. And they actually have doggy doors. And Chris, the alligators get in the house through the doggy door. So any state of people that would have doggy doors with alligators running around, that is, I question your intelligence. So if those people got together and said, we're going to elect our governor, and they pick Ron DeSantis, you can't push him on us. We're not dumb. Like, I'm not saying that Florida's dumb, but I wouldn't cheat on their test. If I didn't know the answers, I would not cheat. There's something wrong with them down there.
Yeah, Florida's like one big trailer park.
You are just a little bit too angry. We gotta go to the line, Chris. When you're the mean one, that's a problem. Here, can I tell you this, Chris? One time I went to Florida, and if you were living in Florida, we apologize right now. We're sorry that you're like that.
We apologize to the hundreds of viewers in Florida.
Yeah, the hundreds of it. The ones that are smart, reading books. They ban a lot of books down there in Florida, too. It's very scary, In my mind, there's a bunch of Karens down there, And Ron DeSantis' wife, they call her America's Karen. That's she's hilarious. I know, she's kind of Karen-ish. With that fake hair. Come on, it's 2023, and you got the My Little Pony hairdo. Come on. You know what I mean? There I am. See what I got to do a setup. Anyways, when I was in Florida, I went there one time for a show, Chris, and for whatever reason, they have a lot of Ramada Inns there, a lot. And the guy dropped me off, and I went in to check in, and then the guy said, "Oh no, sir, you're not at this Ramada Inn. You're at the one across the highway, across the road there." It wasn't a big road, but it was pretty big. And I go, "How do I go through there?" And he's like, "You just go through there." And it was like a in between the highway, there's like a little valley or something, like a moat. It was just like grass, They actually have grass in Florida. It's very hot and sweaty. But anyway, so I got my little bag, my travel bag, and I'm walking through there. And all of a sudden I hear, sir, like with urgency. So I turn around and I'm like, yes. And then he goes, "There's gators in there. You better run like a zigzag." So I did. I took off running like a zigzag, like this way and that way. Oh, Chris, I was so scared that the alligators was going to get me. I was.
I just saw a video. This woman was walking her dog next to a pond in Florida. a pond where they knew there was a gator in there.
I know.
But they said that it was always nice and chill and laid around, so they weren't scared of it. It attacked her.
I know.
It killed her.
I know. I saw that video too. Who let Meemaw down there with the alligator? You know she's all insurance up too.
Yeah.
So they're like, that's sad.
Is it bad that I was more concerned about her dog?
No, I would be too. Did the dog
The
survive?
dog totally survived.
Good.
I spent 2 hours researching it.
Oh, really?
It survived, yeah.
Yeah, them gators, they don't play around there. But, you know, they can't run. They can't run, like, because they're, like, kind of weird how they run like me, Chris. That's how I know how to run from a gator, because I'm a gator.
You just run like normal?
Mm-hmm. Whenever I see Florida people in my mind, they always have that accent. Have you ever met anyone from Louisiana?
Yeah.
And they talk like this here. Let me go ahead and get a nickel, and then we'll go in there. That's how I think they talk in Florida.
That's a good impression.
Yeah. I'm going to go and get me a nickel, and I'm going to go to Louisiana. And I'm like, what are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying.
That was a pretty good impression.
Thank you, Chris. I can do a lot. I'm a man with impressions. But anyways, Ron DeSantis, crazy. You know who's not in a pickle? And I called it here. Madonna. I told you she faked that illness. And it's coming out that Madonna faked her illness to spike up ticket sales, which is brilliant, which leads me back to everyone's talking about Madonna's face. Madonna is a genius. So she's probably like 20 years ahead of us, thinking already about the next thing, you know, when she's 90. How old is she? 60? 65?
65 or something.
Wow. Really? Borderline is 65. That's crazy. Anyways, she's thinking about when she's old, because she's going to need them coins. You know what I mean? Like Madonna, she's got her shit together.
She's worth a lot of money, though.
Yeah, but you know, it costs a lot of money to be Madonna.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm not mad at her for faking her own, like, sickness. I want to go and say, you know what, Madonna? I took you for granted, Madonna. I did. I just assumed you're going to be here forever. But you may not. So, I don't know. Is she still coming to Arizona?
Yeah, but not until January now.
January.
Yeah, it was supposed to be end of this month.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you know what? We were saving up to go on vacation. There's your vacation. Because the tickets are going to be about the same month. You know, we could stay in a nice hotel over there. Because you know what happened. Remember the last time we saw Madonna? We were stuck in traffic for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, you know, might as well just stay over there and, you know.
Yeah, might as well.
I know. So, Madonna, I'm loving her. So, anyways, we're going to go to a new segment. No, we're not. We're going to go to my friend of the week. My friend of the week is, I got to do my theme song. My theme song from my friend of the week. My friend of the week is Miss Janelle from Dunkin' Donuts. Because at Dunkin' Donuts, they have my butter pecan donuts, and they don't ever eat them when I put them in a bag and I take them back to work. Nobody eats my donuts. And my friend Janelle, she questions everything. And whenever I go in there, like, I always wear a coat. I wear a coat every single day of my life. And she's like, sir, why are you wearing a coat? May I ask why you are wearing a coat? That's how she talks, like she's reading something. May I ask why you are wearing a coat? And I said, well, I work in an office. It's really cold. And she's like, whoa.
That's not the real reason you wear a coat every day.
I wear a coat every day to hide my belly. But you know what? I'm losing weight, Chris, so you know what?
That's why you're wearing a coat right now. It's really hot in this house.
You know what?
You're wearing a coat.
I don't think it's hot in this house. I think his house is pretty cold. You know what I mean? So I like it. I wish it would be a little bit hotter in here. I could sleep a lot better if it was. I know you like it cold. You like it Costco refrigerator cold.
Yeah.
You know, every time I move the sheets, the sheets get caught up on my nipples because they're so cold. Is that wrong to say? I don't want to be rated R, but
rated R.
I can't sleep on my stomach because they keep me up. That's how cold it is in here, Chris. You don't understand. I go to the bathroom at night and I pee. It's so cold in here, ice cubes come out. That's how cold it is. See, I haven't been on the road for a while, and you can feel it now. Anyways, that's my friend of the week, Miss Janelle. She's so sweet, though. She is. She always tells me to do the survey so I get a free donut for the next time.
How often do you see Janelle at Dunkin' Donuts?
Don't look at my bank account. Do not look at my bank account.
I'll just look at your belly.
Chris, you are sassy massy today. What? You stole my donuts. Now you're being disrespectful. I'm going to write you up. You're going to go to boyfriend's. You're going to have to go back to boyfriend school. You know, learn how to, I don't know, learn what boyfriends do. I don't know. So it's crazy week this week. But that's my friend of the week. Is she works at Dunkin' Donuts, and anyone can go and be her friend. She's amazing. If you're near the Dunkin' Donuts on Kyrene and Chandler, it's a corner there. You can go in there. It's real cute. It's never busy. They close at 2:00 though.
2.
I know. One time I went there at 2:01. Thank God she let me in. I was leaning on the window. What y'all doing? Y'all closed? No, isn't that crazy? It says close, but I'm like, y'all close? That's what I'm saying.
You're
like,
that person.
I am that person. I'm a fat person that needs a donut. Who closes at 2:00? It's like we live in a small town where everything closes. They roll up the sidewalks at 5.
My goodness, are they even open on Sundays?
I know. But you know what? The Dunkin' Donuts over by our house, over here in the country, they don't have the the butter pecan, so that's a problem. So I need to let Janelle know. I'll let her know so she can let the manager over here know to get them. You know what I mean? They have that new Bossa donut place. I don't like it. Do you?
Bosa?
Is it Bosa?
Yeah, Bosa Donuts.
You know what their claim to fame is? This is why they're famous. They change their oil every day. Like, wouldn't you think that you would supposed to?
Yeah, you would think so, but
they don't.
I'm sure Dunkin' Donuts doesn't.
No, but you know what? Something makes it better. If they catch a mouse, they just deep fry it. It just makes the donuts better. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I once worked for a Mexican restaurant where there was a rat in the kitchen, and they knew I was scared of rats because I'm scared of rats. They took like a boiling pan, like a pan like you boil potatoes in, and put it over the rat, and the rat was just running around trying to get free. It was so scary. So weird. Those kitchen people at a restaurant are always weird.
Can't trust them.
No, you cannot. And they get so mad if they have to remake something. Did you ever make a mistake and have to go in there?
Oh, God. It's terrifying when you have to go back to them and say, hey, I messed up. Can you redo this?
Oh, my God. Even if the customer made a mistake. Well, usually it was me, but...
I blamed it on the customer.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I never took credit for... Or took blame for
your mistakes.
Up.
Yeah,
No.
I don't. I didn't make that many mistakes ordering because I was real clear on going over what they wanted. And you know what I hated? When I was taking your order and I'm looking at you and you're looking at me and I'm taking your order and then your friend just chimes in. I'm like, hey, I'm right here with this person. What's with your friend? Don't you just hate people that blurt shit out? Like I'm I am not a multitasker. You give me one paycheck, I do one thing at a time. That's how it is. If you want me to do 3 things, I'll do it. But which one is more important? I'm not going to do 3 things and look crazy. That's crazy. That's how they want you to work now. They want you to do 50 things at once.
Oh, I know. It's terrible.
It's terrible. And I'm like... They just try to give me wrinkles. I'm not going to get wrinkles and be all stressed out and remember stuff. No, I'm not doing that. So, I don't know. Do you not have a favorite donut? Do you not like Dunkin' Donuts?
I kind of watch what I eat nowadays, but... No, but if I do go to Dunkin' Donuts, I like the vanilla cream filled donut.
I'm not done giving you face. Really? Really? God, you are shady. But you know what? What I like about... I'm going to say one more thing about Janelle, because Janelle is, I was going to make her... I was either going to make her my friend of the week or Little Debbie, because I love Little Debbie. Little Debbie, snack cakes, You think Little Debbie's real? I don't know.
She's cute.
She's cute and she's country. Little Debbie, if she was my friend, she would say things like, Gene, go in there and get you... That's how country people say. They say, go in there and get you a snack. And then I'll say, which one? Go on and get the whole kit and caboodle. Get the whole kit and caboodle. Or like she told me, or Little Debbie would say, hey, Gene, put this throw on the couch. And I say, how would I do it? She'd say, put it kitty corner. Is it kitty corner or catty corner?
I say catty corner.
Isn't? I don't know. But Little Debbie, I think she's country and she would say stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Little Debbie was not my friend of the week because I'm losing 3 pounds, so I can't be messing with Little Debbie like that no more. I know. I'm excited, Chris. I only have a few more weeks before I have jury duty, so that's pretty exciting.
Did you take the day off work?
I did. I did that right away. As soon as I got it, I put it in there because it's official. You just code it as jury duty, So I hope it's a long trial. and that Carrie Lake. Oh God, let the universe let me just put Carrie Lake in prison for 50 years.
Which court is it? Do you know?
It's the big one, not the city one, but the county one.
Oh,
The Maricopa County one.
Oh wow, so that could be a big one.
I know, and you know what's real good? They have a Taco Bell inside there. Do you ever been in that one?
No.
Yeah. Oh, you never done jury duty?
Yeah, but mine was the smaller court.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're not with the big leagues. Yeah, they have they have TV and stuff in there, and they have magazines. Dumb magazines nobody reads, but I just bring my book, but I don't read it. I just stare looking at everybody because I want to know who's going to be the crazy one. Because I like to look at people and give them a backstory and then figure out who I'm going to go in there with. And then people are such nonsense. I remember one time I did jury duty, and there was a guy, he was a manager of a telemarketing department, and you would have thought he was running a Fortune 500 company. He's like, no, I need to get to my telemarketers, and we got sales, and we got goals. And I'm like, boy, you have drank the Kool-Aid. Like, he was a company man.
Oh, man.
I know. So that's it.
A lot of people try so hard to get out of jury duty, but
why would you?
Yeah, you want to go to work.
Yeah, and you don't want to be in somebody's business officially and get to ask questions legally. Yeah, I love it. I know. This thing about America is, they always say it's the land of the free. It's the land of the fee. And rich people run this, and they tie it up because rich people have their own language. They call it legalese, and lawyers are deciphering all that. So I like to be in there hobnobbing with the rich and the powerful. I love it. And I love the clerks that they're so lazy, they don't really do anything all day but sit, but they think they're so busy.
Right.
They do like little post-its and put a thing. That's the most they do, and they're exhausted. But when it's break time, they go to break and they go to lunch and they go home on time. They're not playing around.
Yeah.
Not playing around. When you work like that, you know what I mean? You're a clock watcher. So a few more weeks, I'll be going to that. So I don't know, not a lot going on. It's been it's summertime, right? And everyone's got that vacation mode going on.
Back to jury duty. I have a question.
Yes.
So when they ask you your occupation, are you going to tell them you're a comedian?
No, I never tell anyone that I do comedy. Never.
Why?
Because I don't feel like I'm fully developed yet, one. And number two, then as soon as you say that, then they start telling you about their shitty comedians that they like or they know, or they start telling you jokes, and it just ruins it. You know what I mean? And people don't take you serious.
People tell you jokes?
Yeah. They're like, here, put this in your skit, or, oh, I bet you like this. And yeah, they always do. And then no one ever takes you serious. Once they find out you do comedy, nah. And I'm a very serious man. I'm a man of substance. I am. When I'm on vacation, I'm a man of leisure. But otherwise, I'm a gentleman of leisure. But otherwise, I'm, serious.
I remember one time this guy was being a smartass with you. You mentioned that you do comedy, and he goes, tell me a joke right now. And you said, give me a paycheck, and I'll tell you a joke.
I did? That's not even funny. See why I don't tell people I'm a comedian? I don't do that. I know sometimes I like when you go out of town and you're with your friends and you go into the gas station, I just try to be real cool and get my stuff and get out. But they got to tell everyone, yeah, we're a comedian. I'm like, just shut up. They just want to ring in our chips and then go back and masturbate or whatever they're doing, reading Hustler magazine until the customers come, They're, when you do go to these little small gas stations in these little small towns, you notice the difference between white people and people of color. Because, like when I go into a gas station at night, I always say, hi. I let them know I'm in there. I'm just going over here to get the chips. I'm going to get some chips. Oh, there are the chips. I get them and I'm coming back now because I know they're already watching me. When you're brown, they watch you. White people, they just aimlessly wander, touching everything, leaving without buying anything. That blows my mind.
That is true. You do feel like you have to buy something anytime you go into a store.
100%. 100%.
That reminds me of my parents. They will buy something if they have to like walk in and use the bathroom.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, there's certain things that happen in the Midwest. Midwest are you going somewhere, you have to buy something to use their bathroom. One. Number two, you don't drive with the dome light on because somebody will die. That's just the law of the Midwest. You know what I mean? This is what makes us superior people to the. We're very worried about other people. We're very worried about driving with the little dome light on because people will die if you have that dome light on. Am I wrong?
You're right.
No, 100%. And does your mom make casseroles for people? Like if somebody died?
She does desserts.
Oh, like a Jello dessert.
Like a cobbler.
Okay.
Her specialty is the blackberry cobbler.
Blackberry. When I was in Oregon, I was in Portland. They had this thing called Marionberry. Have you ever had that?
No.
God, it was so good. It was a Marionberry pie. And when I went in there, the plane, I couldn't get into my room until 3:00, and the plane landed like at noon. It was right near the airport. So I went in there, and this lady was a talker. She had been there for 45 years. She told me all her life story.
Wow.
I know. And then she said, you're going to have dessert, right? And I said, hell yeah, I'm going to have dessert. And she said, let me bring it over here, but I'm going to heat it up for you. And I said, really? And she's like, yeah, you can't have this. It's not good unless it's heated up. And then I'm going to give you a scoop of ice cream. And I said, I don't want no ice cream because the people in the room next to me will be hearing me making noises all night. And she's like, I don't get that. And I'm like, they will. I can't have ice cream. I'm at that age. Yeah. Can you still eat ice cream?
Yeah.
You can? I don't. I have to make. I do. I make noises. I remember one time when we lived in that apartment, and our neighbor, who was so nice. Remember our neighbor? What was his name? He lived right next to us in the condo next to us.
Mike?
Yeah. And I went to Dairy Queen, and I had a lot of ice cream, and I went in the bathroom, and it was late at night, and I made a noise, and I could hear him. Wow. He said, wow. I know. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he thinks this is Chris, not me. Wow. That's what he said. I know. It's very, I can't have ice cream. It's a weapon for me. Anyways, I'm on vacation mode too, Chris. I think I'm just starting to get back to doing shows tomorrow and getting things going. I've been so not stressed out. It's so amazing just to be home and not have to worry about drunk people. Sometimes when I come home from a show, I get on the highway and there are people going the wrong way on the highway. It's scary.
Gosh.
Yeah, I have to fight for my life every day. I have to go do these shows, and there's always some girl there that she's not cute, but she feels cute, and she feels like she has to talk real loud and ruin the show, and I have to be nice to her, and or some drunk guy that just stares like this, like just trying to ruin the show. I'm so glad, when it takes a long time to get me to wind down to not do anything, but then to get back up, it's really hard. Like it's really hard. And I really could have used those donuts. I'm really not going to let that go. Chris, I swear to God, on the day that I die, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, come closer. Why'd you eat that donut? I'm not going to let you go. You think I'm going to let it go, but I'm not going to let it go. I'm gonna try to remember. Although when we get into fights, you have an advantage over me because you can remember like lists of things that I did and said. I barely remember what I did the day before. I'm always like, I'm sorry.
I know. That's why I always win the fights.
You always win the fights plus I don't like fighting. You know what I mean? Unless I'm really angry, and then I just have to be calm down, which all I need is a donut. Anyways, Chris, let's move into questions so that we can go in, because we're going to eat after this, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
You are. Yeah. We're not doing Chipotle. I can't eat Chipotle one more damn day. I swear to God, if you say Chipotle one more damn day.
I love Chipotle. It's easy. Here's the thing with Chipotle. Every time you go there, your burrito tastes different in some way.
What? Why?
I don't know. It's just every time it's like a little different than the day before.
Maybe because they don't wash their hands? I don't know. Because Mine
know.
tastes the same, and I feel like I'm eating the same thing over and over and over. It's like Groundhog's Day. I don't know how you can eat Chipotle every single day. That's weird.
I love Chipotle.
It's weird. Let's go into questions, but we're not eating Chipotle tonight. We agreed to that, right? Because you
No.
ate my donut. You said you're sorry, so you have to prove it. Okay, here we go.
All right, first question.
These are questions I have not heard before. Yeah.
What was the make and model of your very first car?
My very first car. I got my mother's hand-me-down car, which she had a Camaro, and I always wanted that car. But by the time I got it, it was a little bit junky because my mom wasn't a very good driver, and so. But I still loved it. It was a Camaro, and you know how in the Camaro it has like those tube fenders right here, but my uncles, they're so Mexican. Anyways, my mom ran into a car or something. She smashed it up. So what they did is they took a cottage cheese, like a bucket, like a 5-gallon thing of cottage cheese. You know those buckets that they come in?
Yeah.
And then they cut out the bottom of it and put a light in there. And so
What?
I know. And then they put all kinds of hangers to keep the cottage cheese plastic container in the place, and then the light. It was so jacked up. And every time I would hit a bump or go over, that light would go up into the sky. And like NASA was probably thinking I was sending messages. I know. I drove like this. It looked like this driving down the highway. One light on, one light up there. I used to get pulled over all the time.
Oh my God.
That was my very first car, and I loved that car. And the door didn't work, so I always had to jump through the door like the Dukes. So I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. What was your first car?
Ford Escort.
You know what? My first car I ever bought on credit with my own name was a Ford Tempo. I thought I was the shit. Oh, it was a Ford Taurus, I think, and I thought I was the richest. You couldn't talk to me. I thought I was rich.
Mine was the Ford Escort GT.
Okay.
So it was the sport edition.
Oh.
Ford Escort.
Yeah, so it just meant they put a sticker on there.
It had a like a wing on the back.
I know.
A spoiler, I guess is what you call it.
You know what? My I know this is gonna sound rude, but I don't mean to be. I have grown and evolved since then. But back then, I couldn't afford for power windows, so I had lesbian windows. Lesbian windows where they roll up. You know, you got to roll up and roll down the windows. I call them lesbian windows because anytime I saw a lesbian, they always had those windows, like in their Ford Rangers, because they wouldn't pay for electric windows. So I'm like a lesbian window. Get strong arms.
Did I tell you not that long ago I saw a lesbian riding a motorcycle and she was making a turn and she did the full, like, how you're supposed to when you're signaling, turn left or right?
Lesbians, they do not play. They take life serious. They are very serious people. I hope our first president is a lesbian. They will get things done.
We do need a lesbian president.
Tony Tripoli always says you can get anything done. There's nothing more powerful than a lesbian and a clipboard. They'll get anything done. Anything done. Tony Tripoli says it all the time. They will. I will.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Tony Tripoli has a joke too that always makes me laugh, and I always wait for it. He said that he stayed at he did a show and he stayed in a lesbian hotel, and he thinks it was a lesbian hotel because next to him there were two lesbians, and he could hear somebody eating. He thought at first it was old people and they were just eating pudding. Well, I can't tell.
Oh my
It's,
God.
it's naughty. I can't say that, but I do love that joke because he would just hear all night. I know it's not me. It's Tony Tripoli. He has to atone for that when he sees the Lord. But I do.
Oh my God.
I love lesbians. I know there's a lot of gay people that don't. You know, a little history. We do have to recognize and respect the lesbians because when the AIDS epidemic happened, nobody would touch the people with AIDS, the doctors, the nurses, and the lesbians would go in there and hold their hands to make sure that they were loved. When, you know, these gay men, their family left them. No one left. No one would come and see them because all their friends died.
Yeah.
And the lesbians would go in there and take care of them. And I love lesbians. I mean, they're a pain in the ass, but I love them. You know what? I told our realtor I wish she was a lesbian. If I ever get into trouble and I need a lawyer, it's gonna be a lesbian. Without a doubt.
I always get amused watching like a gay man and a lesbian have a conversation. It's the most awkward thing you could ever see.
Most awkward. Because the lesbians are like, wait, what? I want to go detail to detail, page by page. And gay guys are just so broad and, everything is, they're not detailed at all. No. Some gay men are. I guess it's wrong to put people into categories. Isn't that something that the young people are teaching us?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, let's go on. What's the next question before you get in trouble? You are sassy today.
I know. Did you go to prom?
I did go to prom. I did. And I wore a nice suit. And I was so mad because I really loved the girl I went to prom with. And we picked a sexy dress out. And then we did. I know,
you helped her pick out the dress?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she changed it. And she went Little House on the Prairie. And it was made out of doilies. And it went all the way up here. And it was like, I'm like, okay, Little House on the Prairie. Like, she just thought it was beautiful, but yeah,
that's funny. Next question.
I got locked out that night too, because my mom had died. My mom died when I was in high school, so I went to prom. I lived with my uncle and aunt, and they told me to be home by 11:30, and I got home at 11:35. They made me sleep on in Michigan you have those porches with a screen, and I had to sleep on the porch.
For being 5 minutes late?
Yes. Still mad about that.
11:30 curfew on top of that?
I know.
On prom night?
I know. I'm still mad about that.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite politician, dead or alive?
My favorite politician? Dead or alive? I think Ulysses S. Grant. I like him.
Really?
I like him. I do. I like him. My favorite time in American history is like the 1830s, because this is the children of the American Revolution. These were people that they overthrew a king, and they said, we can do anything, we can be anything. This is where suffrage came into being, where they're like, we want women to have the same rights. Not everyone did. We don't believe in slavery. Like, really, it was really changing the way that people thought. And Ulysses Grant was one of those people that benefited from that, and he saved the Union. And then he wasn't good with investments, but he was a good president. I like him. He's my favorite. I think he did good. I used to like Johnson, but I don't know. I can't get over the Vietnam War, what he did, and he killed a lot of people unnecessarily, and I don't need to get political on that, but I just think those people, all my uncles, they went to Vietnam, Chris, they came home weird. They did. Nobody talked about it. Nobody, and that's, we don't have a segment for nobody talking about it, but, those boys went over there, and they came back not right. And that's not, and they're still dealing with not rightness. The Agent Orange, all the things that they had to go through, and then they go to the VA hospitals and they get treated like crap. It's, it's for shame what we do in this country. We make poor people fight wars, and then we don't take care of them. It's sad. You're gonna really bring down the house, Chris. Thank you.
All I asked was your favorite politician.
I know, and I took it there because I'm hungry. Should I have picked somebody more contemporary than Ulysses S. Grant from the 1800s?
Back in the 1800s.
The 1870s.
Yeah, someone modern. How about alive?
Someone alive. You know who I really, really like? And I gave money to her this week. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but Katie Porter. I love Katie Porter. I think she would be a good president. She would run. I think she's no nonsense. I think she drives a minivan, and I know that minivan has like Cheerios in the carpeting there. I mean, she's busy. I like her.
She's actually pretty popular amongst Republicans.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, that's right. She's in a Republican district.
She's in a very
That's
Republican
who Joe Biden
district.
should pick for vice president.
Yeah.
I don't like Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she wins in a very Republican district.
I love
California.
her. I also like, even though I'm kind of frightened of her. Elizabeth Warren. I was leaning Elizabeth Warren. If I wasn't going to vote for Biden, I was going to go for her because I think she's a little liberal for me, but I don't know. Now I'm okay if Chris Christie wins. It's not going to terrify me. At least he's an adult.
Right. I like Elizabeth Warren because she puts those bankers in their place.
She does.
She humiliates them in front of everyone.
She does, and they need it. And so does
They do
Katie
need
Porter.
it. Yeah, she puts them in their place, too.
Yeah, I really like him. I really, really like her. I like Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin, too. She's a state senator. Real smart lady.
She a Democrat as well?
Yeah.
Who's a Republican politician that you like?
Lisa I can't say her last name. She's a senator from Alaska, Lisa Markovitz or something like that. I like her a lot. I like, even though it pains me to say it, Condoleezza Rice. I think she's very smart. I think if I was a Democrat and I wanted to heal this country, I would pick her. I'd have to watch her really carefully, though, because, I mean, she did catch a little bit hell when Katrina happened. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because she was in Italy buying shoes, and they're like, you have to get out of here and make a statement. And she's like, why? And they're like, you're the highest elected black official in America. You have to say something.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know. I think once you leave office, especially when you're in there with Dick Cheney and them, you do heal and you realize the error of your ways, I would hope. As long as they're, I don't believe in telling a woman what to do with her body. I don't think that's my decision. So
yeah.
I want a Republican person that would go with that. So.
Yeah. Do you know who I like?
Who?
I actually like Mitt Romney.
I know, isn't it something that we like? We think he's normal now.
I know, right?
Oh, I couldn't stand when he was running for president. He left his dog on the thing. That was so mean. And then let's not get crazy, because he would buy a lot of companies and then sell them off, and lose.
That's the American dream, though. Honestly, like that's America. Capitalism. That's what we're all about.
I don't know. I just don't.
Right or wrong, it's what we're about.
It's gonna be really, really hard for me if Chris Christie wins. Like, I won't vote for a Republican, but I'll stay home if the right Republican runs. Like, I was gonna stay home with John McCain. I'm Democrat, but I did like John McCain.
I liked him too.
He was a war hero, and I was gonna stay home and not vote for Obama, but then he picked that crazy lady. What was her name?
Palin.
Oh my God,
Sarah Palin.
There's no way. That put me into high gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny how he lost because of her, because everyone was scared to death of her becoming president.
No.
And look at where we're at today.
God, he blew it. He could have won.
Yeah.
He was just so crazy. So what else? And I like Cindy McCain. I think she's very classy.
I met her and I met Senator McCain.
I know. I remember when Senator McCain used to come into your store and you guys would write on the cup on his coffee, John. And that made me so mad. I'm like, he's a war hero. Make it Senator McCain, for God's sake. Listen, you can say whatever you want about John McCain and his politics. I don't agree with him. But he came from a long generation of military people. And in Vietnam, when they caught him, they were going to let him go right away. But he said no. And he stayed there for 9 years, and they beat the hell out of him. He is an American hero. Like, he was a POW, and he really was focused on getting. I think there's something like 1,200 people that aren't accounted for, that are still missing, and that's not cool. And I know he was working to try to get those bones over here in those bodies. Yeah. It's still something that we have. Like, no man left behind. When you're in the military, that's what they put in your head right away. You don't leave your buddies behind. Do you know this, Chris? Do you know when I was in basic training, because I'm narcissistic, look how I make it about me. But I'm telling you this story just to reinforce how the Army strengthens you to not leave anyone behind. It's something that I really weighed heavy on me. When I was in basic training, when I got off the bus, I weighed 99 pounds. They told me, don't even unpack. You're going back home. Because all the guys, they would grab all their rut gear, their backpack, their chemicals. They got all their stuff. And they would run into formation and they would carry everything at once. Not Gene Moore, not 99 pounds. I would grab my bag that was so heavy and I would set it down. And then I ran back and got my chemical bag. I ran it down. We got my rucksack. I made 4 trips and everyone was done. And they're like, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I'm standing in line. He's like, you can't carry all that? And I said, no. He's like, don't even unpack. And
wow.
so then what they did was they told me, they fattened me up. So every time we ate, I had to eat and then get in line to go back and eat again. And
wow.
I know they really fattened me up. And let me tell you this, not one soldier, and when you're working out all day and you're hungry, all you want to do is eat. You don't want to mess around. They would always cut me in line and nobody ever said anything. They're like, yeah, brother, you're going to stay. We have to help you. But let me tell you this. In basic training, I was in Fort Dix, New Jersey, and I said to the Lord, am I supposed to go to the Army? I'm not sure. And God blessed me because he sent me to Fort Dix for basic training. Fort Dix. Oh, thank you, Lord. But it's not what I expected.
It was
meant to be. A whole base of privates? What? No. So I go to Fort Dix, and I'm 99 pounds, and I'm getting fatter, and I'm doing everything, and I'm conquering everything, and it's hard because, like, I'm afraid of heights, and I had to climb this freaking wall that I couldn't, and I had no upper strength, and I would climb the thing and I would fall down, and then they would all laugh at me, and I would climb again, and then they all were sitting down smoking and watching me. I was the last guy that had to climb over this wall with these ropes, and everyone was sitting down smoking cigarettes watching me and my friend Maurice. Me and Maurice were we just were weak. We didn't have upper body strength. We couldn't shoot. Maurice had thick glasses. Maurice was gay too. We just never talked about it.
Yeah.
So Maurice and I, we were friends, but it was during Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and when you sensed somebody was gay, you stayed away from them. Like, you just didn't want to be seen, you know?
Right.
So I remember going up over that wall, and I kept falling down, and again, everybody was laughing at me, and they're like, he's going home, and I would not give up. I just kept going. My hands were bleeding, and I kept climbing up there. Finally, I did it, and I started getting up there, and then they went from laughing at me to cheering for me when I climbed over.
Wow.
And I got to there, and then they were like, it was like my Rudy moment. They're like, Gee. And I was like, I know. And then I shit a brick, because then they had to, like, talk me down because I had to get down. And I'm like, I don't want to get down. I want my mama. They're like, you got to get down. You just got to go. And that was scary. But let me tell you this. So in basic training, I'm starting to bulk up. I'm learning everything. My friend Chris Kusan, he was a smoker, and he passed out. And we were on this bivouac where they make you carry all of your equipment, and you have to march up this hill, and he couldn't do it. So, and I was struggling because I had everything, and it was making me walk like this because I was leaning back because it was so heavy. So I selfishly picked up his stuff to equal me out. You know what I mean? Like, I put his rucksack in front of me because it made me normal, stand up. And then I put another thing, and then I carried his stuff and grabbed his arm and made sure he made it. And because I grabbed his arm and made sure he got to the finish line and carried his stuff and gave him my water, I gave him my water. I got a promotion in basic training. Did you know that? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was a private too. They made a big deal out of it too. They're like, the guy that couldn't carry anything carried his friend. And because it got into my head that you don't leave anyone behind. You never leave anyone behind. And the fact that we have, it makes me really sad that there are Americans over there. There were young people that are over there in another country and aren't home. They're not at peace, and that's something that I really respected that John McCain was trying to get those boys back. When I see those POW flags, I always want to cry a little bit. That's why I feel bad, Chris. Like, when we go to Lowe's and you park in the veterans parking because I have that veteran plate. I'm like, no, these are for old timers. These are for heroes. These are for people who lost a limb that need.
You helped your friend cross that finish line. You're
a hero too. No, I loved the military. You know, not enough to do it to sign up for it. I couldn't wait to get out. You know, but yeah, it was a good experience. What's your next question?
Okay. Did you have a quinceanera?
No, and I regret to say no, I don't. But I will tell you this: one of the greatest things about being Mexican are these weddings, funerals, and quinceañeras, because Mexican people get together and there's drinking and there's a fight and there's always someone trying to stab someone or God, it is always so drama. You know what I mean? I love it. And the food is always right on point. I love it. When your tias are there and they're all there judging all the girlfriends and everything, I love it. I just love being Mexican. I can't talk too much about my family because it makes me really sad because they don't like me, but I do love being Mexican. I love the weddings, the funerals, all of it. I do. I love the Mexican people are very negative. You're so stupid. I just love it. I love it.
I love the food.
I know the food is good too.
Yeah.
Next question.
Do you want to be buried or cremated when you die?
I think I want to be cremated. But I'm debating because when Deanne Kincaid died, my comedy coach, who I adore, really messed me up this summer. I think just now. Did you know how bad that really messed me up?
Oh yeah, I knew it.
Yeah. I just really liked her a lot. So it was really hard for me when she died. But what I learned is that if you donate your body, they will come pick it up and they will cremate you for free. But here's the thing I didn't know, and somebody told me this, is that when you donate your body, your funeral isn't right away. Like if you want to move on and get a new boyfriend and eat all my donuts and live your life, you won't be able to, Chris, because if they want my kidneys to go to somebody or something, they harvest everything, and until all those body parts are out and gone, your body is on ice, and it could take up to 6 months.
Wow.
Are you prepared to be in mourning for 6 months, wearing black every day with a veil?
I shall cry every night.
That's what I expect. I expect a veil. Driving with a veil, with a black veil, big Jackie O glasses. But I do want them to give you my flag at my funeral. That is important. That there's not a lot of gay veterans in this country. So when other soldiers give an American flag to my partner, that is important to me. It's important to all the gay people that served in the military. That is something that's very important to me that I have to have. So you make sure that they give you my flag.
Okay.
And then what are you going to do with it afterwards? I know you like to throw things out. That flag is me. That means I did something with my life. You know, I saved my friend Chris Cousin marching. No, I don't take myself that serious, but I do think I am very proud of myself to be a gay Army veteran. There are not a lot of us. There's not.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really cool thing to be. And I'll tell you this, Chris, when I was in the Army and I would go off base, those civilian guys used to give me hell. They would say, how could you be in the Army that doesn't give you rights? How can you be in the Army that kill things? You know what I mean? And like, I just knew that this country would heal and get better. And I'm glad I made that bet. I knew it. Just like I know things are going to get better for me. I don't know about you. No. Next question.
Okay. So cremated.
Yes, and I want my red brush, but I don't want my red brush to be cremated. You know my red brush that I've had my whole life?
That brush is so gross.
I know, but I want you to, after I get cremated, I want you to put it in there. And I want a little snack. One of those, you know when you go on the airplane, you know those little graham crackers?
Yeah.
I told you this before. Take some of those take 4 packages, burn 2, and then give me 2 in the hereafter in case I don't burn all the way up and I have to eat snacks.
Okay. Done. All right. What is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant? Well, I think I'm going to have a new one called Mr. Pickles. I check every day to see when it's going to open. It's sandwiches, and they do hot and cold sandwiches, and they do potato salad. Now, I don't know if they're human beings and are making the potato salad with Miracle Whip, which I hope. But if they're heathens and they do it with Hellman's, they can go F themselves. But I think it might be Mr. Pickle. But if I had to pick a restaurant, I'm trying to think. What do I really like? I like all food. Do I have one particular? Do you know of one that I really like? I don't.
There's so many that you like. So
No, I love them all.
that's why I asked you this question, because I knew it would stump you.
I know,
I knew it would.
I mean, Del Taco. No, you know what? Taco Cabana. That is my. Remember when he
Cabana.
Taco Cabana. Remember when
We haven't been there in years.
Oh, you haven't. When last time I was in Texas, I went to Taco Cabana. Yes, I did.
I think mine is Ajo Owls. No, La Piñata.
Really?
I love La Piñata.
You know, all else, you and I agree. Every time we go out, we had the pleasure of having the best waiter in America, Rob. When he worked at El Joel's, he was like a straight Christian guy that took that job serious and fast. Rob did not play around. He is still that was like 20 years ago, wasn't it?
He was such a good waiter. We remember Rob.
I'll never forget Rob. Never, ever.
Plus, we ate there like every other day, so we kind
We
of got to know
did.
Rob really well.
Yeah. We never really talked to Rob that much. Really, not really. He was small.
We just enjoyed his service.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I like that. I like it when, anytime I needed a drink, I never had to say anything. He was always topping it off.
Yep, he was good.
I think Rob worked at Downton Abbey. I do. He had that kind of service.
He was kind of like a butler, huh?
Phenomenal.
You didn't have to ask for anything. It just showed up.
No, I know. And I don't know what happened to Rob. I hope he's probably running some shit right now. I know. Or he's probably in prison.
Last question. What's for dinner tonight?
God, thank God I'm at this point. I don't know. I was thinking about mod pizza, getting that sausage pepperoni that we had that last time. Or like Barrio's pizza.
Let's try that new pizza place.
Oh, the Marco Rubio's or whatever.
Marco Rubio.
What's it called? Marco.
I think it's just Marco's.
Is it just Marco's? Okay.
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's try that new Chris Christie restaurant.
Oh, if Chris Christie had a restaurant, that food is good.
Yeah.
Chris Christie is, he's big and he don't play around. He eats.
He doesn't mess around with his food.
And I don't like his politics on abortion, and I don't know, but I'd be okay if he won. I think I would, just for 4 years. I do. I think I'd be okay. I don't know. I used to like RFK, but he's getting so. And then you know what, Chris? He likes that lady, the Russian traitor. What's the one that Joe Rogan and all the straight guys go crazy for? Tulsi Gifford.
Tulsi.
Oh, she's a Russian asset. She's a spy. She is. I don't trust her. I don't trust her with that silver thing in her hair. She's like 30 and she's got gray hair, but. Try and look like House of 101 Dalmatians. No, I don't trust her. I don't. And I know my instincts are right, because when what's her name? Kristen Sinema, our senator from Arizona here.
Yeah.
God, that traitor. I hate her.
Nobody likes her.
I shouldn't say I hate her. I don't hate her. I just dislike her because she's such a traitor. But I knew she was bad news when I saw her in the wintertime wearing wedge shoes. Nobody wears wedges in the wintertime. I don't trust her.
And then she switched parties.
She switched parties. She said, she tricked me because she said she was a lesbian because she had a lesbian affair in college. You know what? I lick stamps. I lick stamps all the time. I don't call myself a stamp collector. Is that too mean?
No.
Okay. All right. Are we done? Can we go?
Yep, that's all the questions.
All right, thank you. All right. Well, this has been our show. Get ready for that sign, Chris. God, you are fired. You are going to have a production meeting. Anyways, as we close out the show, we just say thank you guys so much for coming. Always remember to put away your shopping carts because that's what makes us good human beings. And that's what we should be. We should try to be the best self. So if you see somebody out there that's sad, just give them a little bit of smile. It's free. Put away their shopping cart and put your shopping cart away. I love you. Thank you. And come back and watch us again. Gene Moore in a Pickle and sponsored by GeneMooreComedy.com. Thank you guys. I love you. I'm so hungry, Chris.